I would be shocked. The guy is playing better now than he's ever played. And without him, you certainly wouldn't have been even close to where you were yesterday. And I think the same will go for next year. And it's really the next few years if he chooses to play. I wouldn't pay much attention to what he said.
The Packers have had 2 Super Bowls, but Hall of Fame quarterback play now for 29 straight years. Our next guest knows about Hall of Fame quarterback play, playing all those years with Peyton Manning. Our guy, Jeff Saturday. Good to see you, Jeff. We'll get to you in just a moment, sir. Stephen A., should we care what Favre thinks on this subject of Aaron Rodgers?
No. And I've said that early in the show. And I don't mean disrespect to Brett Favre by saying that. I want to be very clear about that. What I'm saying is that Brett Favre was treated entirely different by the Green Bay Packers than Aaron Rodgers has been treated by the Green Bay Packers, in my estimation. And based on that, it's 2 completely different experiences. Yes, he starred for the organization. Yes, he was a Super Bowl champion for the organization. Yes, they drafted Aaron Rodgers while he was there, even though Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years, all of this other stuff. But Brett Favre was basically deified in Green Bay land. The organization, the fans, and everyone in between. Because he was Brett Favre, he was treated entirely differently. Aaron Rodgers, from the time that he has gotten there, from the time that he has been the quarterback for this franchise, there have been elements of disrespect that has seeped out of the Packers organization for years. Management telling them to shut up and play. We make the decisions, not you. Do your job. Their hesitancy in giving him his money initially before they ultimately gave him a huge contract years down the road. You draft Jordan Love. You never draft a wide receiver in the first round for him to target, et cetera, et cetera. And then to cap everything off, you know, not only did you start this season by not drafting him on a wide receiver, but drafting Jordan Love, then you turn around. And what do? On a 4th and goal, you know, with the opportunity to tie the game, you're down 8 in an NFC championship game, knowing that the alternative is to give Tom Brady the football. You're not asking Tom Brady to score, Jeff Saturday. You're not asking him to kick a field goal or to score a touchdown. No. All you need for Tom Brady to do is to get a first down, if not 2, because they had 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Okay, that's all you're asking to do. And you choose that option by kicking a field goal as opposed to looking at Aaron Rodgers and saying, you that bad man, it's your show. Take us there. You haven't done it yet. You had a couple of opportunities you missed. We gonna give this 4th down to you. This is your team. You didn't do that. To me, it was the ultimate disrespect. It was the nail in the coffin. And as far as I'm concerned, even though they're not that stupid, they won't get rid of them. Of course not. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I let them know I don't want to be here. I really would.
Those are not bad arguments. But if the question is, do I care what Brett Favre thinks about this? I do. Like, let me see. Has there been any other longtime Packers quarterback who's won a Super Bowl in Green Bay where his successor was drafted in the 1st round to replace him while he still had plenty of gas in the tank? And then was eventually, actually, the difference is you talk about respect. Favre was shown the door. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been shown the door yet. So do I put stock in what that quarterback might have to say about the state of mind of the guy who's in his exact same position? Of course I do. Yeah. What?
He couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to retire. He used to hold them hostage during training camp. Jeff Saturday, am I wrong about that? He used to sit up there and go, I don't know whether I want to play or not or whatever. That's what he did the last 2-3 years in Green Bay.
And then Aaron Rodgers, who'd been holding the clipboard for several years and was a 1st-round pick and turned out to be one of the best who ever did it, was ready, and Favre was gone. So do I put stock in the interpretation of what Aaron Rodgers is going through from Brett freaking Favre? Of course I do. And for all the disrespect you say they've shown Aaron Rodgers, and I agree. I think Favre was a little more loved than Aaron Rodgers, also by the fans. And I don't think it was deserved. I think Rodgers is a little better than Favre. But I think when Favre does have that just draw the play up in the dirt with the stick, having fun out there thing, that is infectious. People do like that. And Rodgers took a more cerebral approach. They were both all-time greats. Do I think Favre's opinion that Aaron Rodgers, when he calms down, is going to see basically, hey, we won a playoff game last year with 13 wins. We won 2 playoff games this year with 13 wins. Maybe I should stick around? Yeah, or that he should stick around? Yeah, and for all your talk about no first-round picks for receivers, that's true, they didn't. But Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings and Devontae Adams, he's had some guys who can catch the ball, and he's in a pretty good situation right now. And furthermore, Jeff, I don't think Favre is talking with an agenda here. Would I take it with a grain of salt if Favre was kind of downing Aaron Rodgers somehow, or otherwise speaking out of the side of his mouth, where I felt like he had an agenda to make himself look better, or Aaron Rodgers look worse? Yeah, but I don't see that here. I just see a Packers fan and a guy who's been in that exact position telling you what he really believes. So, yeah, I take stock in it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with you, Max. I mean, the bottom line is Aaron Rodgers his feelings were hurt, right? And Stephen A., a lot of your points lead to you understanding why his feelings have been hurt. And so all of that buildup, right? He's been really, kind of passive about what happened in the draft last year and even leading up, right? He was, hey, I'm full-on team member. I'm going to do it this way. And I think it all kind of culminated right after that game. And there is a lot of pain. There is a lot of suddenness. There is a lot of sadness as games end. And when he said, there's a lot of guys whose futures are uncertain, including mine. No. There are a lot of guys whose futures are uncertain. Yours is not, right? You are going to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, or you're going to retire. That's going to be the two options. And I do not think he's going to retire. I think Favre understands what he was speaking out of. And that's why I say you don't dismiss what Brett Favre said, because all of us who have been in that locker room after a championship game and the frustration of what it looks like. Can Love even compete with Aaron Rodgers right now? Not even close. It's not even the same ballpark right now. So the Green Bay Packers understand they have the NFL MVP sitting in their locker room. Mm-hmm. And you would be foolish. It would end up costing the head coach's job, the general manager job, Mark Murphy's job. If you traded away because he was unhappy at this moment to some other organization, he's going to do what Tom Brady did in Tampa to another team. He's going to elevate them, give them a shot at the Super Bowl. He's going to do all of those things. If you look in Green Bay, they're still poised to do the same thing, Stephen A. They're 13-3. They lost the game. And I do agree with you, the insult of the fourth down. Listen, I 100% agree with you. I don't care how many different ways in your head you spell that out. You had your best on the field with a shot, with an opportunity, and you didn't give them that. I'm with you. And now, do I think that was a shot across the bow to Aaron Rodgers? I don't. I think that was a bit of Matt LaFleur decision making, too many analytics. At some point, you got to roll the dice, no risk it, no biscuit, similar to BA. But I do think Favre makes really good points. Green Bay is not going to give him up. I don't care how frustrated he is. You have to go back in. If you're the Green Bay Packers organization, go back in and whatever you got to do to get it right, whether it's draft a guy, new contract, whatever those things are to get him feeling the love of the organization. He is your future, but he can't sit out, Stephen A., because he's 37.
I got to respond to you, Jeff.
It's not like Deshaun Watson, right?
I got to respond to you. That's what I'm trying to do here. Here's the deal, Jeff. I'm not saying that the Packers should get rid of him. That would be dumb. The issue is, should we care about what Brett Favre thinks? And I don't mean to be dismissive and disrespectful towards Favre. That's not my objective here. What I'm saying is, what I'm trying to highlight is that Favre lived in an entirely different world in Green Bay than Aaron Rodgers has in Green Bay. And this is not one play or one situation where the coach made a mistake. He didn't show faith in me. No. It's been an ongoing dilemma with Aaron Rodgers spanning years. You yourself and others have been on the air in the past wondering when the rubber would meet the road when it came to Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay because of apparent and sometimes reported friction that existed between him and the organization. I'm saying all of that is why I dismiss Favre, because only the thing I'm trying to say is because Brett Favre lived in an entirely different world in Green Bay. He was treated differently. Aaron Rodgers is not the same thing. That's all I'm talking about. It's foreign. It's foreign.
Yeah. I do think I think though that Green Bay understands how much they need Aaron Rodgers a little bit like their front office understands they need Rodgers more now than they needed Favre at the end, at the latter part of his career. And I think they understand that, right? So I think from the reason Favre is speaking that is because they did know in Green Bay, right? They knew that Rodgers was going to come over and transition in a very smooth way after Favre left. And to your point, Favre kind of brought that on himself by faking the retirement or whatever, or changing his mind about the retirement, all of those things. Aaron has not been that guy. He's been fairly steadfast in what he's going to do. But I think with where Love is, the difference is the appreciation, I think, comes more from management than it does the fans. And to your point, I mean, listen, man, Favre was beloved. And he also had brought the organization kind of out of, kind of the muck and the mud, right? And since Favre put him on that pedestal, now Aaron has taken it and kept ascending, but it's a little bit different. I think that's what happened with all those fans, and there is a little bit of difference of how beloved Favre is in Green Bay. That's all true. I don't disagree, but I think Favre has a very he articulated himself very well. He understands how he's feeling at the moment. That's why I think you listen to him.
LaFleur blundered. No one's debating. I haven't heard one person defend him. LaFleur blundered. He took the he took the ball out of Aaron Rodgers and handed it to Tom Brady. That's a blunder. And we all agree with that. However, Aaron Rodgers was stuck with Mike McCarthy. The game had passed Mike McCarthy by pretty obviously. They weren't seeing eye to eye, and they really weren't in a position to win Super Bowls. The only reason they were competitive is because they had Aaron Rodgers. Then they brought in a young coach who understood the modern game better, put him in a much better position to win. In his first year under the new coach, Aaron Rodgers was figuring it out, didn't look great, but they won 13 games and they beat Seattle in the playoffs. The next year, they win 13 games again. Now Aaron Rodgers has it figured out. He's the league MVP, and they win 2 games in the playoffs. It very nearly got to the Super Bowl. So he's in a better position now than he's been in years in Green Bay. It looks sustainable, that blunder aside. And in terms of Brett Favre, you know what? Brett Favre doesn't have to be right. He doesn't have to be right. The question is, as much as the world has changed in the NFL, Stephen A., he has been in this position before. With this franchise. Right. It was Aaron Rodgers who took his job. They drafted a guy just like they did with Rodgers that I'm sure made him mad. I've heard Brett Favre say recently he would take Devontae Smith #1 if he was Jacksonville and not Trevor Lawrence. Brett Favre says some stuff that sounds crazy to me. But that's why I say, like Charles Barkley, when you're one of the all-time greats and you have an opinion about things and you're not scared to tell people, I find that interesting. And in this case, because I don't think Favre is talking with an agenda, I think the insight he has into what Rodgers is going through is valuable.
Right.
And I get where y'all coming from. What I'm saying to you is this. To answer the question directly about Brett Favre, again, I'm reiterating that they come from 2 different worlds, even though they play for the same franchise. And Aaron Rodgers, it's not about the mistake that Matt LaFleur made on Sunday. It's that's the culmination of years of frustration that this man has been dealing with. We all know the Packers ain't stupid enough to let that man go. We all know that the Packers don't want to let that man walk out the door. We know that he's going to meet strong resistance if he tries to pull a Deshaun Watson. We get all of that. We understand it, and we don't anticipate that should happen. What I'm saying is that Aaron Rodgers and his years of frustration should have reached the culminating point, should have him wanting to be out of Green Bay. And Brett Favre, speaking on it, I don't think that Brett Favre can relate to that because it was never that bad for Brett Favre anywhere in his career.